And this is especially good morning, WFLT radio station. This is Deacon AC Dumas, and I want to welcome you to the Truth Shall Make You Free broadcast. Now, they say we're on the air. I hear the music still playing, but I am live on the air on 810 News Media Group and also Facebook Live, AC Dumas. And I want to welcome each of you, our Facebook audience, listening audience, to our show. And again, we want to say that the show is going to be very informative. We do want to wish a happy birthday to Flint Councilman, First Ward Councilman, excuse me, Eric Bradford Mays Sr. Yesterday was his 64th birthday, and so we're sending out a happy birthday wishes to Councilman Mays. And also we want to send out a birthday greetings to Mother Jones, Mother Margaret Jones. God bless you, Mother Jones. We're sending out a birthday greetings to her and all other individuals that have birthdays on today and on yesterday. Just want to say this, that our heart and our prayers go out to the entire family of the late Reverend Dr. Lewis Randolph. He passed on the other day, and so we're praying for his family, his children, and the Antioch Missionary Baptist Church. God bless you. God bless you. Want to thank you for tuning in to us on Facebook, and I'm waiting for a WFLT to come on the air. I'm not on the air yet. It's 9:32, and I'll have Mr. Woodson to call him because I hear the music is still on the air playing. But don't forget to like and share this. Don't forget to like and share it. This is going to be a very important broadcast on today. All right. Seems like we're live on the air with WFLT 1420. It's 9:32, and I want to welcome you to our listening radio audience, also to our Facebook friends. Before we get started, we'll bow our heads in a word of prayer. Our Father and our God, we do thank you for this new day that you have made. You have commanded that we rejoice and be glad in it. So, Father, we thank you for the day. We thank you for this broadcast, and give us to disseminate the truth, nothing but the truth. So help us, God. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Thank God. Amen and amen. And good morning, community activist Arthur Lee.
Oh, so you got to put Lee in there.
Yeah, listen, what they named you, Arthur Lee. Listen, my mom and dad named me Arlington Curtis Dumas. That's what AC stands for. Arlington Curtis Dumas. Now, we done got all that, but we're gonna have a very a great broadcast. I want to wish Councilman Mays again a happy birthday, which was yesterday, 64 years old. And you following us live on Facebook and on WFLT Art Something. We've been talking about lying for the last week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks about lying.
Yeah, we have.
And we said that character, integrity, and honesty is important. Right. And we used to remember they say honesty is the best policy.
Right.
So here we go at the council meeting, committee meeting, I think it was. Am I right?
Yes, committee.
What I want to do, I want to play to our listening audience and Facebook what was said at the committee meeting on Wednesday. You got that tuned in?
Just hit play and put it by the phone. So
all right.
Where public needs to be made aware. They should not be left in the dark. This money was sitting in here since May of 2021, and we're spending it all at once. And it's moving so fast that our heads are spinning. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I applaud my colleagues for making a decision. Dr. Lewis and Councilman Priestley for saying, you know, we're saying hold up on this because we don't have a say so. I applaud both of you for that. Thank you. We're done with the second round now. We are ready for the vote. Madam Clerk, to send item number 220348, provide funding, Office of Public Health, American Rescue Plan to council.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Barnes?
No.
Ms. Herkenroder?
Yes.
Ms. Worthing?
Yes.
Mr. Mays?
No.
The vote as 2 yes, 6 no. Motion fails.
The motion fails. 2 yes, 6 no.
Now, what's coming up next is very important.
367.
Listen.
Sarah, replacement.
Al Sarah.
Madam Chair. Councilwoman Priestley.
I make a motion to move 220367 to council.
There's a motion on the floor to move item number 220367 to council. Is there a second?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Herkenroder.
Support.
It's been properly second. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Councilman Herken.
Is there anyone that can speak on this replacement of vehicles?
Here's our fleet guy. I can't remember his name, but can you state your name for the record, please? Is it on? Can you tap the mic?
When it's up, it's on.
Is it up? I think,
There we go.
when it's up, what's the, you're good to go then.
I'm on.
Thank you. Could you say your name for the record?
Aaron Cottrell, Fleet Administrator.
Thank you. Councilman Murphy, you have the floor.
Yes. This this bid, was Al Sarah the only one that bidded on this particular?
Al Sarah was the sole respondent.
No one else wanted to respond to this bid.
Not anybody else, no.
Okay. Do you know who the sales rep is that is part of the negotiation of this sale of this vehicle, these vehicles?
It looks like Andy Herman.
Do you know if any of the family members work in the purchasing department?
Andy, no, he's a sales manager. I don't believe any of them do.
Uh,
I don't believe Andy Herman has any sales.
The reason why I separated this because, I had got some calls, some concerns of family members that work in the purchasing department, possibly having dealing with the salesman for Al Sarah, and that's concerning to me that we're not doing that kind of business. And I'm putting it on the record that I did get notice that there's possibly a family member that work in the purchasing department that also a husband or a family member work in the sales department at Al Sarah. And if that's the case, I think we need to put this on hold till we investigate and make sure that that's not what's happening. And that's why I separated this. When I got word about what might be happening, that's concerning to me. So that's why I asked you these questions, and I'm not sure if you prepared to, or are you aware of any of this that may be happening in that department?
The head sales manager at Al Sarah is Andy Herman. I don't believe he has any relatives working here.
Information. Do you know the purchasing director is here? Would you like to speak with her also? Because I know you said anyone who could answer. And this is Lauren Holly, right?
No,
Excuse me.
in the purchasing division.
Miss Holly?
I'm sorry.
Can you state your name for the record?
Lauren
And
Rowley,
your title.
purchasing manager.
Thank you.
And you asked if anyone in the purchasing division had family there. To be completely transparent, I don't even purchase my vehicles through Alcera, so nor do I have any family who works, to my knowledge, at Alcera.
Okay.
I can say we wanted this to be as beneficial to city vendors as absolutely possible. That is why we made this bid specific to GM authorized dealers in Genesee County only. Aaron actually hand delivered all of the bid packets to each individual dealership. I even spoke with my personal dealer that I have no family relation to at Shea Chevrolet. They never solicited a bid. In this market, they hear the word fleet and they get a little scared, as though the market is a little bit wonky with cars. Obviously, we all know that. That's kind of why we're in this situation of needing to present this. And they hear the word fleet as him being the fleet manager and assuming that we're asking for some big discount, which we're not. We're asking for fleet vehicles, right? So I think there were a lot of dealerships who don't have to do business with us. The inventory's not there. They don't have to offer any discounts. And all we were simply asking of these dealerships was to provide us with some kind of starting base price for new and used vehicles that were needed for the city. Because as Aaron can elaborate on, there are over 90 vehicles that are needed throughout the city in order to maintain operations right now. So this was kind of our final straw. We would have liked to get all dealerships, or 3 or 4, and have them all presented on a resolution to you where he was able to source from multiple vendors, being that inventory is low, and that's not what happened. So we would have really liked Applegate. They're in the city. We would have really liked Shea because of their large inventory, especially used inventory. They were non-responsive. I mean, there was really nothing we could do at that point.
Well, I just want to put that on the record, and I'm not sure. I just got this call today, so I wanted to separate that because hopefully we're not doing that kind of business in the city of Flint.
No, actually, there was one bid that was done when I first started here that could have potentially resulted in a family member bidding. That family member does not put food on my table, but I actually filed with the legal department a non-disclosure form. So
Do they still work here?
do they still work where?
A family member work in the purchasing department?
Not in the purchasing department. I'm saying we had a bid out for work that would have been done in one of the water facility projects, and they didn't end up winning the bid. But because I knew that was brought to my attention, I actually gave a
All right.
form to the legal department.
Are you familiar with anybody that work in your department that may have?
Listen, we're going to,
Okay, all right.
There's
listen.
only one other person in purchasing, and I don't believe that Mr. McGee, the buyer, has anybody affiliated with that.
Okay, all right, thank you, that's it.
Thank you, Councilman Murphy.
All right. You know,
That was the first
this is terrible. The reason I said this is terrible, we're talking about bid rigging. And you just heard the lie that, what was the lady's name?
Lauren Holly.
Told to the Flint City Council. You heard it. She lied.
Seemed like it's running rapid down there.
Well, you know, you got an administration that lies. The mayor lied. Let me say this. All right, let me say this. I want you on listening all this. I see some of my Facebook people who's watching, and I'm saying that 810 News Media Group, they're watching. AC Dumas. When I heard about it, I went out to Shea Chevrolet myself. Personally, I went out there. Remember, that was the former Passy Lou dealership, and I bought many vehicles from there, so I'm very close to my salesperson. I'm going to give him a shout out, John Chapman, out there, and I know a lot of the leadership out there at Shea Chevrolet. They emphatically said, no, they were not given, hand-delivered a proposal. Then we had another individual who knows people out there. That individual called. And they were told, no, that is absolutely false. So this lady lied. Wait, it gets worse.
Let me ask you something before you move on, right?
Go ahead.
Because I don't want people to forget what Lauren Holly, what's his name? The fleet manager, Aaron Cottrell.
Right.
He stated a name that Al Sarah general fleet person was Andy Herman. I hadn't heard of Herman name before.
That's Tim Herman's son.
Tim Herman at Chamber of Commerce.
Right. He's the fleet manager for Al Sarah Chevrolet. Tim Herman. That's who that is. And when you go on Al Sarah's page, it'll show that he's a fleet manager. Matter of fact, in these documents, they mention Andy Herman's name.
Uh-huh.
But who's the Foster that keep on buzzing around?
So this is the text message that I got, right?
Okay, read that text message, Art.
The cars are coming from Al Sarah. Supposedly, Al Sarah is the only dealership that responded. I'm letting you know this because you need to know that Vicky Foster, the office manager for Rob Whittigan in finance, husband is a salesperson there. You should ask, is this a conflict? Not sure if her whole name is Foster. Make sure you mention his name was involved in this bid. Whittigan may say Vicky isn't a city employee. She actually retired and had been back for 3 years, making more now than she did then. As long as the city is paying her, she is a city employee. The point is, I'm sure we can get cars cheaper too. Not sure why Applegate didn't respond.
Well, you know what? The reason Applegate did not respond, our listening audience, Facebook, I talked with the general manager. His name is Daniel George. I talked with him on yesterday. Went out to Applegate. He said, and he checked, if it was a bid, it would have came to him.
Uh-huh.
He said, the reason we didn't respond because we didn't get
A bid
package to respond. RFP to respond. He continues to say we get them from Genesee County and we respond. He said we were not offered to bid or get an RFP. Also, talk with Bid Zimmerman from Randy Weiss. He's the general manager.
Brad Zimmerman.
Brad Zimmerman, you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, no. Todd Winsel. Now, you know, Todd Winsel, they got a dealership out in Davidson. We talking about Genesee County only, which is illegal because you could have put it through what is called the
Grand Rapids,
the state bidding process for GM, like Mayor Weaver did, and got the vehicles much cheaper.
Right, a discount rate.
But then here we go. We're talking about bid rigging. We're talking about Neely and his administration. Listen, Randy Weiss, Tom Winslow said, Albert Lee said no. Sims Chevrolet, no. Hank Graff, no. Vic Canaver, Matt Stevens, no. She just said that this guy hand delivered them to 14. Remember, she used 14 dealerships. And isn't it funny? After contacting them personally and on the phone, they all said no.
So AC, this administration has seen where, and let me say this again, because we have to always say this for people, and they try to take the argument or try to take the debate or try to take the information and twist it. No one is saying that Mayor Sheldon Neely need a degree for mayor, city council, or state rep. We are not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he didn't have to lie and say that he had one to kick it. You ain't got a lie to kick it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, he did not have to lie. So his administration see that it's okay for him to lie, so they come up there and lie because they know that he's not going to do nothing because he's a pathological liar. He lies all the time. I mean, seriously, why would you lie about your degree?
Well, let me tell you how God works. Somehow or another, the Lord let Quincy Murphy of the 3rd Ward, somebody called him, as he said. I don't know for what reason. Maybe the Lord gave them to call him or whatever. I don't know. But he said it concerned him. And then when it started opening up, it concerned other members of the city council. Yes, they moved it to council because they want to be able.
Moved it to council.
And then they moved it
back
to finance, finance committee, right? It's a lot of issues going on down there at City of Flint. You remember the garbage contract?
I was just getting ready to mention that. That's when Chevy Fryer,
the liar, you call it.
Yeah, Chevy Fryer, the liar, was dealing with Mike Brown and told him to shred the bids. You remember that?
I remember
At
that.
the hearing, they said they told Mayor Neely was so mad at Mike Brown that he thought he was getting ready to lose his job.
Absolutely.
He thought he was getting ready to lose his job. They told him to shred the bids.
And he came before council and said that he shredded the bids. The documents and whatever. He came before Flint City Council. Go ahead.
This is not us saying.
I ain't making.
This is what Mike Brown said.
I'm gonna quote Mays. This is a little much. He always say this is a little much. This is a little much. Go ahead, Art.
I mean, you got a contract vendor who's $9 million more than the other vendor. Why wouldn't you? And they ready to go. They do jobs everywhere. The priority, they wasn't even ready to go. They didn't even have trucks, man. They still don't have trucks. If you notice them, they ride down the middle of the street, man, on both sides of the road.
Right.
I mean, my hat goes off to priority because they're trying to get the job done. But I think this job was too big for them. But for them to take a savings of $9 million and give it to somebody else and then tell them to shred the bids, it's a lot of stuff going on down there at City Hall that we're not paying attention to.
Well, Art, let me say this. I asked some council individuals, when is the FBI gonna come in to the city of Flint? They've been in Detroit, they've been in just about everywhere, the FBI. And so, I want to say this. I can't wait until Wednesday, committee meeting, this coming Wednesday. They got committee meeting. And I want to see where these council persons stand.
Yeah.
I just truly believe that enough is enough. The residents of the city of Flint, we have suffered enough.
And then it's not only that. Goyette got paid, where the judge told Mayor Weaver at the time that they didn't have to pay Goyette. Angela Wheeler knew this because they didn't go through arbitration.
Right.
So that 1.1 million they didn't have to pay, but Mayor Neely turned around and paid them that money. Right after that, Mayor Neely paid them money from the city for doing houses that wasn't on the list, and the state said that they're not reimbursing the city of Flint for that money. We haven't gotten that money yet.
And Art, listen, you have pipe replacements that has to be done by the end of this month.
September 30th, 2022.
How many pipes have Neely removed or replaced under his administration? Do you know?
About 954.
About 9.
I mean, that's total since he's been in office.
For 3 years.
2019.
And so now we're under the gun.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit, because we ain't got but a few minutes about what's happening there.
The sad part is W.T. Stevens was the person when he came into office that was able to do the job.
Ain't got paid yet.
And they got paid. And he was being vindictive about W.T. Stevens. Now that he's under the crunch, he had to go out and get somebody else. And that somebody else turned around and had to subcontract W.T. Stevens to do the job because couldn't nobody else do the job. By him being vindictive, he has put our life in jeopardy with this water, this contaminated water that's not safe.
I'm drinking bottled water now.
He had to go back and get W.T. Stevens to do the job. What sense does that make when you could have just went on and used W.T. Stevens from the beginning?
It makes no sense.
Vindictiveness.
It makes no sense. So
Lying and vindictive.
you know, and I know we've got people that's listening, Neely's supporters that listening, and I don't care what he does, he's right. It doesn't matter. I'm letting you know that this administration, the little bit that's left down there, they have misrepresented the truth.
Correct.
That means they my mama.
They lied.
That's what they lied. You know, misrepresented the truth.
Right.
They lied. And the residents of the city of Flint, how long are we going to listen, Art? Man, you seen our neighborhoods? He held a press conference talking about they gonna tear down, get rid of blight. Blight is all over our neighborhood. I got a call about a lady said, Mr. Dumas, what can we do about groundhogs? I said, man, we can do nothing about groundhogs because when you find out, let me know. Because I got them invading where I live, my house, where I live. And so I just want to say that the bid rigging, in my opinion, it was nothing but bid rigging. Go ahead.
You know, and then they try to use words, man. The question is, you know, she said not in our department, which is purchasing department, but in the finance department. Is there someone who's related to someone else? Frank Foster is in all the emails. His name is in all the emails. Is Vicky Foster the wife of Frank Foster, who worked at Al Sarah? We know that you said Andy Herman is related to Tim Herman. Tim Herman is the one, y'all, that stopped Mayor Neely from dealing with me and the water. He didn't want me and Mayor Neely to even go out and get samples. He is the one that pulls Mayor Neely's strings and tell Mayor Neely what to do. And you notice that everything downtown is being done because Tim Herman is over the Chamber of Commerce. That's where all the money, the ARPA funds, everything is going.
And you know, the Fosters, where I understand, live in Davidson. Al Sarah is in Grand Blanc.
Correct.
I'd rather if they were hired with Applegate, I'd rather give them a little more money. I'm just saying, you know, I'm a Flintstone. Or like you said, the state contract with GM, they could have put it on BidNet. BidNet, and that's where all the dealers, they look and they go to find out about bids. Go ahead.
And real quick, why wouldn't you want to look for a discount? She said that they were looking for a fleet, and they thought that they were looking for a fleet with discounts. Why wouldn't you want to get more for your buck? They're always talking about leveraging and trying to get extras and, you know, spend extra dollars. I mean, not spend extra dollars. Why wouldn't you put it on BidNet, where we know for sure Grand Rapids will give you cheaper cars? I mean, give you a discount on the car.
Better deals.
Right.
Under Weaver, they put it on BidNet.
Correct.
And Grand Rapids came in lower. We don't care where you get the cars from, because at the bottom line, this is coming out of the city of Flint taxpayers' pocket. So this election is very important to me.
It is. It truly is.
I'm supporting Weaver. I don't care who, I do care, but I'm supporting Weaver. And people say, well, as long as you vote. No, that's right, but it's who you vote for. You can go and vote for the wrong people, as we see what happened in the last mayoral election.
Right.
And I'm glad that you have publicly apologized to those individuals, Mayor Weaver and all of us. I'm glad that tells the character of a person.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the thing here, man, is that, you know, some things was told to us as a group that was told from Mayor Shell.
Was it a lie?
And Ellis Stafford. And my thing is, if everything that they were saying was true, she would be locked up right now. And some of the things that they had told us was not true. And, you know, I took it and ran with it. But now that I know, I cover my mistakes, and you always see me with videos and documents and everything else. So you know, I didn't appreciate, you know, because Ella Stafford even came on the radio show that we had, and he discussed it, and I asked questions, and he answered the questions, and I ran with the answers that he gave. And you know, we all do things, we all say things, and when you find out that
You apologize.
that was said wasn't accurate, you apologize.
That's all. All of us did that.
And you know, I stand on what, you know, I said and what I didn't, and what I said wrong. You know, I apologize for. You know, and right now it's about relationships, and people who have relationships with Mayor Neely, they gonna fight for him, and the majority of them don't even live in Flint, and they have personal issues with people that are helping Mayor Weaver, and they so messed up in the head that they will fight against the individuals that's helping Mayor Weaver no matter what. That's just like, you know, they talk bad about Councilman Pfeiffer. They speak bad about him. But when he stood with Mayor Neely about the EMS.
Just the other day.
Oh, Pfeiffer is the best. Pfeiffer is the best. And Mayor Neely, thank you for the EMS. They don't even know that that's Pfeiffer's plan and idea. Mayor Neely took that from Pfeiffer. And I asked Pfeiffer, I said, man, why you even do a press conference with him? If it's done, it's done. You have to stand there and make him look like he did it. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Well, you know, and we're live on Facebook, share and like. You know, I talk with that EMS thing ain't what the EMS thing is. And that's another show.
Mm-hmm.
That's another show. See, when you manipulate and lie to people, and that was geared for the black community. Hey, look, I got a black quote in the quote business person doing business with the city of Flint. You know, this and that. Universal was black. You remember them?
Mm-hmm.
And well, they out of business.
That's
Vincent. They out of business. So what I'm saying is that, you know, at the last minute, Neely wants to act like he loved black folk. That's just like saying Clarence Thomas loved black folk. If you relate the two, I would equate Weaver as Barack Obama and Neely as Clarence Thomas. All and water just don't mix. Neely has done nothing sustainable for the black community. He has done nothing. Look at our neighborhoods. Look at our streets. And what about the ARPA fund? When are the people gonna get a tarp on their house?
a tarp. When they gonna get the tarp taken off? You know.
Okay. Get the. Okay.
I mean, you know, the sad part is that he had $47 million last year, and he could have done something last year with $47 million, and he sat back and held on to it. Kept on saying that, February of this year, we have an application coming out. Then when they started saying in August about Councilman Mays saying people coming up to the third floor to fill out applications, Rob Whittaker said, we have an application. We're working with Community Foundation. We have an application put out soon, in a matter of days. We still haven't seen an application.
And remember, this started in February, and this is September.
This is September. And that's what I mean by his administration mocks him. His administration feels that lying is okay. We can tell the council, we can tell the public, we can tell everybody anything and not have any repercussions behind it.
And you know, and just backtrack where you saying, we're not pushing about Neely's education. We're not doing that. I'm saying that he lied about having a degree.
Okay, so check this out, right?
Okay, go
Check
ahead.
this out. It's not just Sheldon Neely lying for 10 years about a bachelor's degree. He even lied about getting elected to SVSU's student government. He even lied about creating and founding SVSU student organization while a student at SVSU. He was not close to graduating. He flunked out after 2 semesters. He lies about being a counselor in Flint Community Schools for 10 years. A public school counselor requires a bachelor's and master's degree. He lies about being an engineer at ABC 12. To call yourself an engineer requires a bachelor's degree or higher, and also state licensing, none of which he possessed. From 2014 to 2022, he falsified countless official state of Michigan records, which contain his bachelor's degree lie. This fraud, for years, he has dogged out, ridiculed, and bullied other Black folks who lack college credentials. When all this time he was lying about his own. After being caught red-handed, he still fails to admit guilt and accept accountability for his biographical disinformation. He has remorse. He has no remorse because this is who he is, a pathological liar.
And that was somebody that sent that.
I put that on my Facebook.
Okay, it's on your Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, listen. And you see me in my pink. I have to
Gotta
go.
go.
All right, Art has to go, and we're live, but we're going on Facebook, but we're going to go off very shortly. I just want to thank everyone that tuned in live on Facebook. Again, I want to thank Councilman Mays for his birthday today. Not thank him, but wish him another happy birthday. And just want to let you know that integrity, honesty, and character does matter. And I'm asking you on Tuesday, November the 8th, to vote for Karen Weaver as mayor of the city of Flint. I'm going to ask you to vote for Mary Hood for circuit court judge. I'm going to ask you to vote for Dr. Pamela Pugh for the State of Michigan Board of Education. And let me say about Dr. Pugh. Dr. Pugh, she's the vice president now of the Michigan State Board of Education. And she worked for the Weaver administration, and they just love her all around this state. She was the highest vote getter. So let's keep, and she's Black. She's an African-American woman. So let's vote for Dr. Pamela Pugh, who has her doctorate degree from the University of Michigan, a real doctor degree in public health administration. Let's vote for Mary Hood, who has her Juris of Doctor degree. She's an attorney for judge and been an attorney for, and have worked for the county. She works for the county close to 25 years. Mary Hood. Don't forget to vote for Dr. Karen Weaver, who has her doctorate degree, clinical psychologist. And she got her degree from Michigan State University. And don't forget about out there in Grand Blanc, Hartman. She is running for the 68th District State Rep. You remember she's on Channel 12 ABC News, Cherie Hartman. Let's support and vote for her. These are qualified women. They have went and procured their education from universities, and they care about the people. And so I'm asking you to vote for them. I will be talking about those who are running for the Flint Board of Education and other items that's coming up in November, other elections, excuse me. But until I see you next week, the Lord be willing. This is Deacon A.C. Dumas on the Truth Shall Make You Free broadcast. And I invite you to like and share and go to 810 newsmediagroup.com and reach out to Mickey Jordan. And if you want him to do what he does best, contact him. But he don't work for free. He ain't working for free. And I told him, don't work for free. Well, A.C. Dumas, what about you? I said he ain't working for free. All right. God bless you. Talk to you later.